Okay, so I got a message. It's the next day, in case you're wondering. Got a message that this is a 24/7 drop. So we're going to go ahead. I've already done the pre-trip, and we're going to go ahead and get going. We're going to get this thing dropped, and meow. Yeah, I don't know. They were trying to give me a load out to Colorado, and I'm like, no, I need to head back to the Phoenix terminal. I mean, it's not quite west. It's like northwest. It's not the way I want to go. I want to go west. So I have no idea. Okay, we're here, and it is really tight. Now I'm going to try to back in. I had to take a look at this side here. It's tight. If it was just one, I couldn't do it, but two gives me room. So let's do this. Wow, this has been one heck of a pickle. We had another driver come out here to see if he could get it out. Let me give you an update of what's going on here. So, I was able to bring the landing gear down first because at the angle that I was at, it was kind of, nothing probably would have happened, but had I released the pin, I mean, who knows? There might have been a chance that that it could have came loose. The trailer could have dropped. The safest thing to do was to drop the landing gear to make sure that was stable, and then to unhook from the trailer. I had to release the pin manually. It would not come out automatically. Luckily, I was able to release it manually. There's a chance that it could have been just stuck. So, I want you folks to realize that there are some situations you'll get in, and even if you get yourself in a situation, you may not be able to get yourself out of it. This is one of them. It's like going into a pipe, right? You think it's big enough to fit through, and you get stuck. And you're like, okay, let me back out, and you're stuck. You can't get out. Okay, that's just like what this is here. So what he was trying to do, he was trying to, this was one solution, and he said he's been able to do this and fix it. No, I did not do this. I mean, if you look, there's no damage. Okay, so that was there. So he was trying to hook up straight. Where I was at an angle, he was trying to hook himself up straight so he could back the trailer up just a little bit to be able to pull it loose. He wouldn't be able to do it without hit the side of his truck here. So he tried to look to see if he could get it at an angle, more of an angle than what I was at, to be able to sharply pull that over. He determined he would have to be in a complete jackknife in order to get this out. So now what? Now what situation do you have? What option do you have to get out of this? Well, they have a tow truck coming. And since it's going to cost money, it'll probably make me go to LCQT again. Which, again, will not be helpful because of this situation. All right? Just because you see a spot over here does not mean you're going to be able to make it. I sure as hell wouldn't have made it in my international. But this was probably meant for day cabs and yard dogs. Okay? Just because you see something like this doesn't mean that a truck with a sleeper did it. So don't assume. I thought with 2 spots I would have been able to get in there. Maybe if I had 90-degreed it around this trailer, I might have been able to do it. The problem, and I may not have been able to do it, that trailer is sticking out further than it should. If you look back there, it can go back further. It can go back further. That's the problem. So it's not so much knowing how to get yourself out of a situation. It's knowing when to avoid a situation. So, for example, when I was making that turn, all right, and the tandems were slid halfway to the back, and I made that turn and it went off the edge, what I should have done was just not make that turn. I shouldn't have made the turn. There wasn't a solution around that unless I got into the opposite lane of traffic and then made my turn. Again, not really the situation. Okay, so I was talking about a tow truck, right? They're sending a tow truck out. What do? If they lift it from this side, it's going to crush the landing gear. Now they might be able to, I don't know what they're going to be able to do. They might be able to come over and lift the trailer up and swing it over. If the tow truck comes over here from the front and lifts it up, they may be able to swing it over. That's where we're at. Here's the killer thing, and I don't mean killer as in Killer Awesome Trucker. This is probably where I should have gotten out and looked for a different reason. But come here. Had I tried to come through here and find a spot, I would have had room. There's the other side of the building too. There may not be a spot. I thought I saw one, but I don't think there is. So, yeah. Sometimes get out and look does not necessarily mean in regards to backing up your trailer. Sometimes it's get out and look to find a place to park it. Now, one person who was a viewer on this channel, as toxic as that person was, I had to ban him from the channel. He did make one good point. You have tons of areas and places where you can practice. all these situations are practice situations. Yes, I agree with that. And it is good practice. However, you may get yourself into a situation where you're like, you know what? That level 50 dragon is not worth practicing with my level 1 stats and my level 1 gear, which is like a wooden sword and shield and leather armor and stuff. Right? And for those of you who've been with me on this channel for a while, you know I do gaming and stuff, okay? So let's look at it as far as the game is concerned. So that was the one thing that one person said that I agree with. But, and that goes for truck stops too. Good areas to practice. However, it does not mean that you go next to people's trucks and trailers and try to get in there. Don't try to get yourself into a tight situation and say, oh, well, here's a good opportunity for me to practice. I tell you what, if another carrier, let's say you're parked, and there was another carrier, and they told you, hey, don't worry, I'm just doing some practicing, how would you feel? Would you say, no problem, man, go right for it? Or would you say, you know what, go practice somewhere else? What would you say? I know what I would say. I would say, no, it might be better if you go practice somewhere else. Oh, and by the way, check out the KILR Awesome trucker on YouTube. This sucks. I took a shower. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, and I gotta take another one, so. We gotta wait for a tow truck. It's gonna be about 3 hours. No, sorry, 90 minutes. It's only an hour and a half. But it is what it is. The point is, I didn't hit anything, all right? That's the problem I think that some drivers have. They get themselves in a situation like this and they don't know when to stop. The people on the phone, they say, well, you're gonna have to get out and look as many times as it takes. And the poor driver, new, not a lot of experience, says, well, okay, I got myself out of the situation, I got myself in the situation, I should be able to get out. Wham! They did get out and look. They got out and looked and realized, oh crap, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do. But they're sending messages, get out and look as many times as it takes. The people behind the phone, and some of them do, the people behind the phone have got to realize there are just situations you get into that you cannot safely get out of. One, you've got to be able to support the driver. Support the driver and say, no problem. If you don't feel safe, stop what you're doing. Let's find another option. Not, get out and look as many times as it takes. That's crap. All right? That's a bunch of crap. And then there's the issue with training. New drivers, we need better training. Now I was told, well, that's up to the mentor. Well, every mentor is different. They all train differently. Not everyone gets a standard training. Not everyone gets into situations like this. How do you do it? Alright, looks like On-Road wants me to call him. Another truck comes in and decides to go down that direction and sit there. I tried to get out and stop him, but he kept going. I guess out of fairness, he probably thinks there's a truck on the other side. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. He's probably sitting there with his phone recording it saying, look at this bonehead. He can't move. He's just sitting there. You know, when there's actually no one on the other side of that trailer. I moved my truck over here to give him room to go, you know, down that way. But no, he decided to come this way. Why? And yeah, there are, I think. Okay, there's a spot right there. But he's not even trying to go in there. And I don't think he'd make it anyway because of these angled trailers. Also, another thing too, just because these are sitting here, like I said, doesn't necessarily mean, you know, that a truck with a sleeper did it. It was either a day cab or a yard dog, or they were pulled through. That is another possibility of how some of these are like this. They were pulled through. And here's the other thing. I don't know if I'd be able to get them out. I might be able to get them out. Oh, and this may be another situation to where you may have to, like, you won't be able to do a sight side, but you might have been able to do a blind side because of how these trucks are angled over on this side. You might have been able to do a blind side back in, but not a side side. The guy's just sitting there. Hey, MVT, why don't you get out and look? I mean, get out and look and see what's going on. Is he backing up? Or is he? No, I think he's just sitting there. Nope, he is backing up. Okay. I think he realized the trailer's stuck there. And of course it's saying, well, Swift, it's got to be Swift. Well, one, there's a lot of Swift trailers. There's a lot of Swift drivers. Two, there's only so much we can do with the training that we get. There's only so much we can do. He was wanting me to bring my truck to hook it up, to move it. And I was not, I'm not going to be able to do that. If another experienced driver can't do it, then I sure as hell can't do it either. But what he's going to do, he's going to lift up the trailer and then he's going to swing it that way. And then after that I can hook up and I can find some other place to go, some other place to park it. Yeah, he was telling me that you try to get in either straight or at an angle. But one thing I didn't know is he was talking about releasing the airbags to bring it down, I think. Because then he would be able to push it back or something. I don't know. I don't understand the, what do you want to say? the technicalities of it. But, yeah, just so you can see, there's no damage. I need to move out of the way so I don't get hit. But he thought I wanted him to put it into that hole, and no, I don't. Just swing it clear, I'll hook it up, and I'll find another place to park it. Okay, so what he's doing, you can see the cables and the chains. He's going to lift it straight up and then swing it that way. He's going to be able to do that a lot more sharply than what I could with my truck, or what the other driver was able to do with his truck. Once again, if you he's got the way to be able to do that. I'm not sure why that's there. Yeah, so he was saying that he can only swing it over because of the weight that's inside there. It can damage the truck. But that's all we need him to do, is just swing it over so that way it clears that trailer. Then I can hook it up, find some other place to park it. You can see how tight he's got that right there. Well, at least that one. Okay, so if you look at the angle of the trailer, my truck will be able to come, maybe not straight, but close enough. I'll be able to safely get it out. So there you go, folks. There's a solution to every single problem that you may come across. Of course, I'm only going to be the one that's going to tell you this stuff. You're not going to find it on any other channel. Well, I sure as hell am not going to try to put it in that spot. Clearly, I am not the only one that's had problems here. This guy came earlier. He couldn't find a place. He parked it right there, unhooked, came out. Wow. I got hooked up straight. We got plenty of room now. Okay, I've been checking several trailers. They're full. I opened up one in the back. The others, I can just pound on the side of the... You can pretty much tell when something is empty and full. If you're pounding on the side and you're not hearing any type of echo and it's like solid, there's something in there. Also, too, these trailers are bulging off to the side. The weight shifted. So, that's another sign there, too. So that might help you if you're trying to find an empty trailer. You're finding maybe one or two full ones when you open them. Go around and just pound them on the side. If you're hearing an echo, it doesn't mean it's empty, but it might be mostly empty. But at least it's worth a look. Alright, I don't think there's any others up there. Okay, well, we're back here at the Lancaster terminal. This is in preparation for our next load, which is a T-call, which will be from here to the Albuquerque terminal. I haven't been dispatched. Heck, the E-call's not even working. I sent in a message for that. I don't know, the whole Zonar is probably broken. It wouldn't surprise me. But I don't think it's here yet. I think it's on the way. Once again, if I had tools, you know, that they have in the office, I'd be able to look it up myself. You know, I really wish I could just get access to all the tools. So that way, you know, I can just do it all myself. Because I know the thing is, it's like, well, we just have a lot of drivers out there, you know? I mean, you're not the only one. Okay, great. Yeah, I understand. Give me access to all the tools so I can do it all myself. Save you the trouble. Yeah, so I don't think it's here yet. Once I get dispatched, I can go ahead and grab it and head on to Albuquerque. Oh. But thank heavens for 7-Eleven and the fact that I got that trailer put, you know, I got it parked next to another Mesilla Valley Transport. That tow truck driver, he was like, Swift, freaking Swift, blah, 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 blah. How do you get into these situations? But then after he got it dragged over, he looked at the side, he's like, huh, I see the problem. This thing, your load shifted. I'm like, yep, that's how I got in, but I couldn't get out. But you know what? I mean, are you folks going to see this on any other channel? Is anyone else going to go through the detail that I have gone through on each of my loads to show you this stuff? You folks are learning from my experience. The good things and the bad things and the difficult things. It's my way of helping you folks, because I don't want to be a mentor. I can't. I need my space. But I can reach a lot more of you through my channel. So I can mentor a lot of you folks all at once. But you get to see it in a unique way. You get to see it in the viewpoint of another new driver who's having to experience this stuff. And I'm sure maybe somewhere down the road something like this is going to happen to you, right? But at least you can see what I wind up getting myself into and how I get myself out of that. And I hope that helps you folks too. And hey, I hope you enjoyed the video and that you'll click the thumbs up and leave comments and subscribe if you're new and click the notification bell so you get notified all of future content uploaded to the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next episode. Have a killer awesome trucking day.